Hello there, and welcome to another episode of WOK Talk. Um, I guess the fun fact about the walk might be is I'm thinking about getting it engraved. Um, I think I may have mentioned that before, but I will mention that there will be four engravings, one for north, south, east, and west. But I will reveal what those engravings will be in the future if that does happen. Alrighty, so without any more delay, let's get to the squats. One, two, three, four, five. And finally fixed my glasses. That was a long time coming. The Lost the arm for it. Couldn't glue it back together without the missing piece. Alrighty. Um, I should have been uploading a lot more over this weekend because there was a number of special occasions. Um, Starting with Friday the 13th, then what was after Friday the 13th now? It was Friday the 13th, Valentine's Day, Flag Day, then Family Day, all in a row. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That I haven't checked the calendars, but it'll probably be a while before all those things line up again. Because Friday the 13th isn't really a scheduled thing, it just kind of happens every now and then. But yeah. But I just want people to appreciate what they have. And I know that's such a cliche, but I have somebody who loves me, and I don't want to take that for granted. I mean, on Valentine's Day, I get a really nice note left for me, and that really means a lot to me. But even on Flag Day, I get a nice little note, and that means so much to me. I can't put into words, and I can't put into words how disappointed I am in myself that I don't put those small efforts forward or greater efforts. I mean, I'm Captain fucking Canada. I should be dancing in the street for every holiday and wishing people congratulations for getting to this day in human history, because I mean that when I say that. Congratulations on getting to this day in human history. It wasn't an easy thing getting here. There was so much between your beginning and now. And that goes for everyone who's been here for almost 100 years, or people who've just been alive for a couple days. Life is an amazing pile of struggles. Like, just when you sit there doing nothing, your body is working and doing so many amazing things. There's neurons in your brain firing, your blood is pumping. Try to just not think. Just the simple action of or lack of action of trying to have that inner peace and not thinking, it's nearly impossible, because your brain just always wants to keep on going and thinking, to the point that when you're asleep, you put on whole shows in your head, amazing shows in your dreams that, despite how amazing they be, your mind just forgets most of them, because we got to prioritize the waking world and all of the amazing things in our everyday life. But it's all amazing. You're amazing as a human being, as a living thing. You are amazing. And I just hope somebody tells you that every day. And if they don't, try not to be mad at them, because we get worn out, we get distracted, we get so many things on our plate. It's just hard to do those little things. And so when somebody leaves me a happy Flag Day note, I just want the world to know that those are the kind of things that motivate me to do little extra things when I do finally get around to doing them. I want every little note from those who love me to be the thing that makes me want to hold up big signs out to the world. And I just want you to know I'm not doing enough. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the world, but I want to show you so much more how much I appreciate you. Um, I put out my stories and my walk talks, and I this whole the whole walk talk thing that I always forget to mention is that I'm preparing to carry a pallet 50 miles to raise awareness for suicide prevention, and I just can't mention that enough in case this is your first episode watching. Um, but I just want people to know that whoever you are, whatever you're doing, whether you're a janitor or whether you're the king over there in Britain, I'm doing it for you. Everybody deserves to know that there's somebody out there that cares. And if you think there's nobody out in the world that cares because, well, we all got our own shit going on, know that I care. And I may fail to show it sometimes, but I do. I care about you and I love you, and I do not know who you are. You could be a person 1,000 miles away. You could be a person watching this video 1,000 years after I am dead. But I want you to know that the truth remains that I care about you and you deserve love. But with all my delaying and everything, I have still managed to not get to 1,000 videos. I'm right there. I think I'm at 998 now, and I should have blown that away a while ago. But I want every little episode or every short that I upload to be special. But sometimes I think in trying to get more quality, you end up with nothing, or at least that's what I end up with. I stress about it and then I end up not doing anything at all. And so something that I've said before is quantity is its own kind of quality. And so that's why I'm proud of my Electric Sheep episodes. Even though someone might say they're not the most high quality form of art and they may be lowered to another level because I use AI assistance, I want to produce things and put things out into the world. So if somebody just has a day where they want to sit back and listen to something, I can provide them with that. There are hours of Electric Sheep episodes that you can listen to, and if nobody else listens to them, I'm the one who listens to them, and that's fine. If it turns out I'm just making stories for myself, oh well, that's fine too. And people are free to take a look at this crazy guy who's just sitting there making stories for himself, saying, "Oh, I love you, world," and all that stuff, and people can make fun of that, and maybe that will be my contribution, is people will point and laugh. And some people might think that's kind of sad, but part of my identity as Captain Canada, I think, overlaps with the identity of what people would know as a clown. And I don't think that's a negative thing. I think people just don't appreciate how difficult it is to be a clown. You're a portrayer of emotion. You're out there putting yourself out into the world, just trying to get a rise out of somebody, and you're not standing necessarily for any group or anything like that. You're just a character. And I think there's a lot of real life superheroes out there who are into the idea of getting into fights and going out there and being prepared with martial arts and wanting to fight somebody. But I think you add more of a contribution to your community if you're out there doing something productive. Like, I know it's great saying you're going on a patrol, and I'm not saying you're not going on a patrol. You have a purpose when you're out there in your community. But wouldn't it be great if you were out, like when people are out giving stuff to homeless people, they're already on a mission, and it's not like they can't be patrolling their community at the same time. But that's just what I'm saying, is instead of patrolling, maybe just do something with your time, like even if it's just wishing people a good day, um, or feel free to steal my idea of congratulating people on getting to this day in human history. But I do worry about people who are dressing up specifically, kind of looking for trouble. I understand that your intention is to help your community out, but when you're looking for trouble, you kind of see potential people as troublemakers, and you kind of put yourself in an authority position, and it's a case by case basis. Like if somebody's in trouble, I'm going to go over there and try to help. But if it's a conflict between people, I don't want to immediately assume that one person is the bad guy or the evil villain or whatever, because everybody's just people out there living their life, and they don't necessarily need some guy uh, breathing down their neck or calling the police on them when they may have not actually been doing anything wrong. But at the same time, you're being an active member of your community. Maybe that is the thing that will prevent a crime being committed. And so it's very much a case by case basis. But my point there is just maybe going out and looking for trouble is not necessarily the way to go. Like, I have problems with the way security guards operate a lot of the time because they can be a little physical, and I feel like cops being called because somebody stole a bag of chips or whatever seems like overkill. Like like I had heard there's this guy named Skyline Superhero who's a newer RLSH, and he had a really good phrase that I had mentioned on another one of my episodes, but I'm going to say it again. If you see somebody stealing food, no, you didn't. And I think that's a really good phrase because it's like if you're out there to help people, you got to draw the line somewhere. Like there are cops out there enforcing the laws, and you want to be the guy who says you're the citizen who goes out there and helps enforce the laws. That's fine, but just keep in mind there are people out there that have a hard life, and maybe we're not helping anything by sending the security guards or the cop after a hungry person. So I really like that. If you see somebody stealing food, no, you didn't. Maybe a rule we can all live by. But I'm sure if you're somebody who sells food and your whole livelihood is selling food, you might not be able to live by that because everybody's got to eat, and that includes the people selling food. And so I understand when people take a stand against shoplifters and make a big deal about it because for some people it's not about the chocolate bar or the comb or whatever it is. It's the principle of the thing, and I know that can be a real pain in the ass because like, oh, who are you to stand there and enforce the law? Well, maybe that should be everybody's position, and we're just in the position now where we expect police officers to do it for us. And that's why police officers are such a pain in the ass because they roll up on us with the flashing lights and we go, oh boy, what do they want from me? What did I do this time? What are they going to get me for this time? But I try to not have that reaction when I see cops, just because they're people too, and I'm sure they get tired of every time they roll up on somebody, everyone going, "Oh, fucking Jesus!" Like goddamn cop got to ruin my day, and it's like, but at the same time, I'll look at it two different ways. That guy's just doing his job, but he should realize that his job does ruin people's fucking day, and maybe even longer periods of time because of the law is a real bitch, and so yeah, I appreciate police officers, but go ahead and say fuck to police. I understand where that comes from too. And I hope that police officers remember what it's like to not be a police officer and know that you're not just an asshole for being stressed out by cops because for the most part people have a problem with authority figures because they're there to be on your ass when there's a problem. That's just the way it is. Like you're Mr. Spock on the Enterprise going to Captain Kirk. Oh, Captain, the Prime Directive says, and it's the only time. That's what people say. The Prime Directive only gets brought up when it's being broken, and it's like, yeah, that's how fucking laws work. You break a law, you get consequences. Sometimes you learn that a new law, you didn't know that was breaking a law until somebody came up and told you can't fish here or you can't hunt during this time of year. And I'm not saying most people don't know that kind of thing, but you never know what law you might be ignorant of at the time. And an officer might say ignorance of the law is no excuse, but another officer might give you a break, a warning. And I think I really appreciate that sometimes. But there are other times when I've gotten multiple warnings from peace officers about and I'm talking peace officers, not RCMP officer. I always wanted to make the distinction. I've had them use warnings as a way to kind of lord their power over me because he's giving me a warning about my dog license. And it's like, all right, fine, I'll take care of that. And then he's giving me a warning and giving me a warning, giving me a warning. Give me the fine and leave me alone. I don't need five. Like, you think you're being nice, you're just harassing me at that point. And well, that's my 2 cents on that. I didn't intend for this to be a rant about authority and police and things like that, but these walk talks are kind of just off the cuff kind of thing, and I mostly just wanted to talk about those 4 days in a row, Friday the 13th, the family day that I wish I had just made more use of, but yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll always try to do more in the future, but more than anything, I'll just say, I'm sorry I haven't done more already. And that goes for everything. I'm sorry I haven't been out patrolling my community more. I am sorry I haven't been out wishing people a good day or congratulating them on getting this day in human history. I'm sorry I haven't walked more miles raising awareness for suicide prevention. Um, because I'm Canadian, and that's what Canadians do. They say, I'm sorry. It's just the Canadian thing. Maybe that's the most Canadian thing Captain Canada can do. But yeah, maybe I'll just leave that at that. Um, I'm Joseph Arthur Roszell, Captain Canada. I really want to thank you for watching. I want to wish you all the luck in the world. I love you, and I want you to know that suicide is never, ever the answer. Peace out. For now.